Live from Carborough, my friends, it is the Chris or Jenny Show, featuring the one and only DJ Simons, starring Eric Sommer on WCOM. Friends.
Good evening, frenemies and friendos and people I am indifferent toward.
Let's say hello to the great, the legendary, the one and only, although there might be more than one, like with the name.
Right.
But the one and only for this area, at least, DJ Simons.
Yeah. There used to be another DJ Simons on Facebook, and two of them, a guy and a girl. And I was friends with both of them. And then, like, the DJ changed his name to whatever his first name is, so I unfriended him, because, like, why? And then I guess the female DJ Simons unfriended me. But as far as I know, I'm, like, probably the tallest one. That's not nothing.
And you're probably the only one that is a combination of softball manager and radio show sidekick.
Yes, and semi-professional bassist.
Semi-professional.
Dog sitter. I'm dog sitting our friend Trafton's dog this week.
By the way, Semi-Pro, underrated movie from Will Ferrell. Like, people talk about...
the basketball movie, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
I love it, Deej.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit underrated. Interesting role for Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, great cast. Woody Harrelson, Andre from Outcast.
He's awesome.
And like the usual cast, like, the same 6 or 7 dudes that are in all those movies.
Yeah, Tim Meadows has a role.
Yeah.
All the maniacs and everything. So anyway, I'm sorry, you're dog sitting Trafton Drew's dog.
Yes. Right. His name is Archie.
How's that working out?
I'm starting tomorrow, but I went over and I met little Archie a couple hours ago.
Now Deej, the radio world knows that we lost at one time the most important dog in radio, Lily Simons. Folks, please, moment of silence for Lily Simons.
Yes. My beloved Jack Russell, who passed away at the age of 16 about a year and a half ago.
Thank you for the respect. So, Deej, watching Trafton's dog, is that like a segue to you to get back into dog ownership?
I'm open to dog ownership, but let me go. I think our guest is
here.
Is coming in from the green room.
Folks, we have a guest tonight. It's not just this beautiful witty commentary. Eric Sommer is our guest tonight. Legendary troubadour, musician, settled in Chapel Hill after life on the road. He's from Boston. He lived all over the country. We'll get into Eric Sommer in a little bit. So Deej is going to let him in, and I'm just going to talk you through it. Rolling in. Look at this. This is a beautiful sight. What's up, Eric?
Hello.
Come on in, brother. Deej will get you set. You're right here. Listen, audience, you'll wait for this man. You'll wait for Eric Sommer. Oh, his mic is already hot. That's good. Come on in, my man. Get yourself situated.
Off like a toupee in a hurricane.
Folks, we have with us tonight, in my opinion, one of the hardest working men in local music. He's all over the scene. He plays, he works hard, he does interviews. Eric Sommer, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
What's going on, brother?
We are working hard. The trio is doing good. You can catch us at www.ericsommer.com. We are putting a new record together, The Fabulous Piedmonts.
The Fabulous Piedmonts.
Do you have a quarter inch?
We have very little in the way of materials or anything that would make a good radio station.
Hey, listen.
You and I did a show a couple years ago here.
We did. I played in radio studios that were so small, even the rats were hunchbacked. So this is just fine. And I'm going to run out to the car and get a quarter-inch cable, if that would be okay.
Come on in, get settled. I want to find out if Deej is is getting a dog. That's what people want to know.
All right.
So, folks, Eric Sommer will get settled.
Are you getting a dog?
Oh, I mean, we'll find out. Huh?
Oh, man. Okay, don't give it away now. I'll be right back.
So, Deej, so you're watching Trafton's dog. You're open to it. Guess who else is open to getting a dog? And this is unprecedented.
The Amsberries?
Dr. J.
Wow.
Yeah. I said all along, I'm open to it. I'm into it. There's only 3 heartbeats in my house. Mm-hmm. We have room.
You have room in your heart?
I have room in my house and my heart. And the budget. You know, they're not.
It's good, yeah. They're expensive and they're a pain, but they're worth it.
Let's cut out what I just said earlier. I'm not getting one. You lost me to expensive, Deej. So the Coal Cats, Deej is rocking, as usual, a lovely hat tonight. This is the Tri-State Coal Cats hat.
I don't know what it is about this hat. It fits this humongous gourd of mine just perfectly. It's like an old pair of head jeans.
It was meant to be, Deej.
It was. And I don't know if you've seen my head, but remember that eclipse a couple months ago? My bad. And it is so hard to find a hat that fits my head. And this is just perfect. I don't ever want to wear any other hat. It makes other hats like garbage dumpsters on your head.
And of course, folks, he's referring to the Tri-State Coal Cats hat.
Yes, of Huntington, West Virginia,
of the Appy
League.
Of the Appy League.
I believe they lost their inaugural game the other day.
I hate when that happens.
Got off on a bad foot.
You got to win that first game, Deej. Are there jitters? But every player's nervous.
There's got to be.
Yeah. Brand new park. They want to win for the folks. You know the last time we had minor league baseball, Deej?
When you were a little kid, so like the early 1910s?
200 years ago.
Wow.
No, 30 years ago, we had the Huntington Cubs, which was tied to the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I went to a bunch of games. It was awesome. But let's keep talking in case this doesn't work. Oh, yeah, that's working. Okay. Here we go, folks. Eric Sommer.
Eric.
Went dead. The lights were on when they stole my bed. The sun came out and it started to rain. I was heading north on a southbound train. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. This can't be going on. You tell me that you love me and that was good. I told everybody in the neighborhood. Side of town, got a serious job in a room full of clowns. The sun came out and my tires were flat. I ended up living in a laundromat. Well, tell me what I'm doing wrong. This can't be going on. You tell me that you love me and that was good. I told everybody in the neighborhood. You make my life so peachy keen. The only trouble is, it's the same old scene. Out with the old and in with the new. The only trouble is, it's the same old you. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Oh, this can't be going on. You tell me that you love me. the neighborhood.
Yes.
Eric Sommer. Hey, what's better than an Eric Sommer song? Eric Sommer himself.
You guys.
Back in the studio.
Yes, sir. That's a nice song. I like that. That was Doing Wrong, Deej.
Yeah.
Which is also the theme of your life.
Yeah. It is.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong.
Fine.
I just keep doing it anyway.
Yeah, that's a good tune. That was mastered
tune.
by Patch Bochelle in London. He put that together. I've been to London, I think, 5 or 6 times, and most of the times I go there, he is the sound guy.
Yeah.
He's done it for me at the Metro. He's done it for me at the Dublin Castle, where the specials started.
Yeah.
I love the specials.
I know.
Yeah.
Dublin Castle is right up their alley. It is a grim, dark rock palace.
Yes.
It's like the early CBGBs, which you were just talking about.
Wow.
But Eric, you've been all over the world, so I feel like you kind of came to being in Boston, in the Boston area, but you've been to Bangkok, you've been to India.
I've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a citizen of the world and
Yes.
definitely a player of the world. I grew up in Southeast Asia. My dad was in Vietnam for a long time.
Yeah.
I went there when I was 5.
Yeah.
And Bangkok at that time was very dangerous. To keep me busy, they got me a Sears Silvertone guitar.
Yes.
And they got me a couple of lessons from the guys on the bass, and some of the guys' sons were guitar players, and so I was able to pick up a few things. And then when I was about 12, I got a job playing for the GIs, who are on R&R
Yes.
in Saigon in downtown Bangkok, a place called the Trolly.
Yeah.
And I was upstairs at the piano bar on Saturdays, 4 to 7, and I didn't know anything. I mean, the PX only had like a Perry Como Montevideo Orchestra. I had to piece it together and made up most of the stuff. And one day, I'm up there, and the guy comes in, and everybody's wearing fatigues. These are all like 19-year-old kids, just rock shocked from a real shooting war, and they were just there to drink beer and try to stay in touch with what was going on.
Right.
And he came in, he sat in the back. It's great. Finished my set. Good deal. Next week, he came in, same guy, stayed for the whole set, left, came back the next week.
Yeah.
And at the end of that show, he came up and he said, "Man, I want to help you out." And he gave me a set of finger picks. And that's how I started finger picking. And the song he showed me how to do was Freight Train. How appropriate.
Libba Cotten's song.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And
up until this time, you're playing with your, just however you can.
I was listening to a lot of Pete Seeger. That was one thing that we were able to get. But, no Bob Dylan, none of that.
Right.
And then, I just got pretty good at that. And then he never came back. I never saw him again after he showed me how to play Freight Train.
Yeah.
Came back, I think, 1 or 2 more times, and then gone. And I spent years trying to find the guy, because if it wasn't for him, I'd just be another guitar player. But my finger style is pretty good now.
And what age is this,
I
Eric?
was probably 12.
Oh my God!
11 or
What a
12.
formative time in your life.
Oh yeah.
And you're in faraway foreign country, a war. I don't want to say a war zone, but
absolutely, Bangkok was very dangerous.
Can you imagine what's going on in that bar upstairs at in Bangkok?
Oh my God!
19 so and so.
It's like Zogs on steroids.
This is I don't even want to think about what year that was. But
oh my goodness!
I looked. His name was Staff Sergeant Jim Hall, and I looked for him for years. Do
you assume he got shipped off or something?
Well, I was playing in Fort Stockton, Texas, about 3 years ago, and I try to tell that story if there's an audience that can get on, like a very folk audience. Yeah. And they have a very big Vietnam vet group there, so they found him.
Wow.
Staff Sergeant Jim Hall.
Oh, how cool.
I never saw him again because he was killed in a mortar attack in Contian about 2 weeks after I saw him.
Oh, man.
And he's on panel 60D, the Vietnam Memorial.
Oh, have you gotten to visit the memorial?
I have.
Yeah, cool.
Lived in D.C. for a while, but that was really amazing. That just tied my whole musical existence together, because that's what really put me in the groove, listening to that stuff.
Yeah.
And then went from Libba Cotten to Davy Graham, who did Angie, which is like the if you were playing guitar in the 60s and 70s, that was the shit to know.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't, you didn't want to be in public not playing that song.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
And the best version of that is on Paul Simon's first record. When he was not Raymond Simon, just his first record in London. His version of that is very definitive. It's really good.
Well, I feel like when you watch like a movie about Vietnam, there's like 3 to 5 songs that always come up, like "Time of the Season" by the Zombies,
Sure.
"Satisfaction."
Yep.
What are like the kind of big 5 songs to you that just kind of encompass Vietnam? The American experience. I guess.
Sure. Remember, I was so young. I didn't really. I didn't come back here until I was 17 or 18. So I didn't really know anything about it. But the big one was Buffalo Springfield.
Oh, for what it's worth. Yeah.
For what it's worth. That was it. That was playing everywhere. And then had a lot of friends of mine die from just drug overdoses. I mean, drugs were just everywhere. I mean, it took nothing to go up to Vientiane in Laos and come back with like 5 pounds of hash.
Oh my goodness.
The best in the world. And it was very easy. So, that was a big one. That's about all I...
Times being nobody's right if everybody's wrong.
Young people
singing their mind,
saying
so
getting so much resistance from behind. You gotta stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. And I went back to Vietnam after I finished 2 years of college. So my dad and I shared an apartment in downtown Saigon. We were about 2 clicks from the front gate of Tan Son Nhut Air Force Base.
Wow.
That was an experience.
Think you'll ever go back?
I doubt it, because those years growing up in Bangkok were just wonderful. My parents, God bless them, were so enamored with the country and what it was.
Yeah.
And there are some who were just not. They couldn't understand why there wasn't, Subways or McDonald's or whatever.
That lifestyle is not for everybody.
It is not.
And credit to your parents for having the worldview to be able to enjoy that.
What it would be like now, from what I understand, is nothing like what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, now...
Can't go home again.
When we got there were very few... white people, or farang is what they call them.
Yeah.
And, by the time, 5 years later, when I was about 10, 11, or 12, there were 500,000 troops in Vietnam, and there were 70 or 80,000 Americans in Bangkok. One thing we do is we are the greatest cultural imperialists. Our culture goes everywhere, and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go back, because the image I have there, the beauty of being in Cambodia and seeing Angkor Wat, of going up country to Nakhon Pathom, to going down to the south with my Boy Scouts troop to Penang, and riding the hovercrafts all around the Gulf.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, that's not going to happen.
Right?
You can't do that anymore. And then the beauty of the country and the people were just
unbelievable.
Just want to keep that little slice of life in your mind intact.
I don't want to have it not polluted, but I don't want to have it changed. I want to remember it just like it was.
Yeah. I want to get into your career a little bit more, Eric. You were playing with the Fabulous Piedmonts.
The Fabulous Piedmonts.
For about a year now.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
Almost 2 years now. Okay. Your first band that you were in was the Atomics.
My God, yes.
But most of your career was as a solo act. Now, I've seen you both. I've seen you solo and as a band, and there's pros and cons.
There are.
But you talk me through the pros and cons of being a solo act versus a band.
Just for now, doing a solo act is a little easier to get shows. Around here in particular, creative, original acts are dwarfed by the cover bands.
Independent live music is tough to book. Yeah,
it is. It's getting tougher for everybody, I think. Ticket prices are out of control.
Yeah.
You look at Taylor Swift. Granted, she did a lot of great work in the sense that every city she played, she brought in $200 to $300 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Yet her ticket prices were so high. She was doing bourgeois music for the bourgeois.
Yeah.
It was far and away what the original.
I got a 10-year-old daughter. So
you know.
But that's interesting. So are you saying that it's easier for Eric Sommer to book a gig solo? Is it because the budgets are so low than it is for you to book with the Piedmonts?
You know, we do both.
Yeah.
We do both. We take what we can get. But with the Piedmonts, these are some of the best players.
No, I heard you at the Speakeasy a couple months ago.
And we're going to be back there on August 9th.
August 9th, Deej, Speakeasy.
8 and 9.
Yeah,
Lock it in.
we're going to be back there, and this will be with Amanda Sycamore, Amanda the Panda, who is our drummer, percussionist, who is the full-time percussionist for the Salisbury Symphony.
Yeah.
That girl's a monster.
Yeah.
And she has got some guns, let me tell you.
She can wail.
When things get rough, Jimmy and I step back. We put Amanda out there, and Amanda's like, yeah, come on.
I don't know if you remember this. You probably had a lot of wild moments on stage, but you, from the stage, Deej, at the Speakeasy, he was playing solo. This was Kentucky Derby, I want to say 2023, could have been 2022. And from the stage, Eric bought my wife, Dr. J, a shot of Jameson.
Wow.
He directed the bartender to deliver the shot of J-Mo.
Yeah.
And do you remember what she did?
She drank it.
She slammed it.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
I think people, everyone was looking and maybe thought she was, and she just was like, boom.
Boom, I loved it.
That was
Thank
a
you
good,
very much for not embarrassing me.
That's a good moment in the Amesbury family.
Oh, I'm so glad.
We love that moment.
I'm so glad. Well, it was wonderful having you there.
It was an honor for you to buy a shot of J-Mo from my
Absolutely.
wife. Yeah.
I gave up drinking, smoking, and doing anything after a show we had in Providence, Rhode Island with the Atomics.
Years ago, right?
The Atomics, the Dead Kennedys, Mission of Burma, Gang of Four, and the Talking Heads.
The Dead Kennedys.
Yeah. Remember them?
Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
Giving all that junk up, what does it do to your creative process? Does it make it easier to be creative?
Hey, I wake up in the morning, I know exactly where I am.
You can start thinking immediately.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And
there's not 3 hours of fog to get through.
Or being so hungover that you can't really put anything together. That was really the thing.
Smart man.
Yeah, it took too much downtime to pay for the incredible night you had the night before.
Yeah.
And it was like worthless. It was just worthless. And
you made the right choice.
Thank you, Chris. Now I have more money and more friends. So I'll keep doing this.
I guess you might still take a solo gig here and there, but you're really focused on the Piedmonts, the fabulous Piedmonts.
That band is, it'll turn goat piss into gasoline. It is just amazing.
And it's a three-piece.
It's a three-piece.
Which Deej can appreciate. He's a bass player.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love trios.
He likes a trio.
Dude,
I do.
Jimmy Four Fingers, you got to come and see him.
Yeah.
He is a monster. In fact, we just had a rehearsal today for shows that we have coming up in South Carolina on Wednesday. But he's a great bass player and he's a great stand-up player.
Yeah.
Great electric player. Yeah, he's just the cheese, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We
So
like the lower register.
Deej, do you want to describe one thing about Eric? He's got a great look. He's
got a look.
He's always got a cool thing going on. Do you want to?
Eric's a man in black.
Tell the folks about this. What you're seeing here.
He's
Deej.
wearing all black. He's got a black shirt and a black. Is it a pork pie hat or a fedora? Or
Shame on you. Shame on you.
I got one hat.
I understand. No, this hat I picked up in London 2 or 3 tours ago. P and I were walking down the street. We're in Knightsbridge. We look over, and there is a store, Vivian Westwood. Does that ring a bell?
No.
All right, listen up now, radio people.
Here we go, folks.
Vivian Westwood was the designer who created that whole thing with the safety pins for the punk. She was a punk designer.
I saw a documentary on that.
Yeah, she made all that stuff, and this is a hat by her son.
Nice.
And we just went in there and said, "Dude, gotta get that."
Yeah. What type of hat would you say it is?
Groovy hat, man.
It's a groovy hat, man.
And tell them about the guitar too, Deej.
The guitar is
what are we dealing with here?
We got a Fender Telecaster 1968 vintage, like an actual one, actually from 1968, not a reissue. It's kind of a banana cream. What would you call that color?
Yeah.
Blonde.
With a white pickguard.
Nice sticker on the back.
Ooh, yellow on the back, so it's faded beautifully.
And there's an actual blonde on the back.
Very well.
Omaha, you can tell. And I think it's safe to say it is road worn.
Yeah.
It is, and I used to have a lot of great patina on it, but then I sent it to get fret job and a setup, and the guy cleaned it.
Is that the original neck?
It is.
Wow.
Everything is original.
Very cool.
Is it a luthier that works on guitars?
It's a whammy bar.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the original. So if you know anything about whammy bars, heads up, people. Yeah, this is a Bigsby, the original Bigsby.
Yeah.
It's so early, it has the Fender on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because when Paul Bigsby was with Fender from 68 to 73,
Yeah.
and then went to Gretsch, where you see all the big Gretsch with the big whammy bars, and you have the Bigsby B on those. No, this is a F for Fender.
Cool.
This is called a horseshoe pickup.
Yeah.
A horseshoe Bigsby.
That is a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, and the whammy bar is kind of broad and flat, unlike the more round and thin whammy bars you'll see.
It's got that.
Yeah.
Well, you want to pick a little bit while we talk, or do you want to play a tune?
Can you hear that?
Yeah, oh yeah. You're coming through loud and clear, aren't they? Oh yeah.
Well, tuning. I dropped it on the way in, so let me just. Thing was in tune when I bought it. Hold on.
Most guitarists bash them over DJ's head while they're here. So
I got this at Ludlow Guitars in the East Village. Cost of living getting me down. It's getting so expensive, can't even hang around. Kids all shop at Goodwill, have lunch at Walmart. It's dinner at Family Dollar in the parking lot. Good job I had gone and left town. Got a note in the mail with a $5 bill, so thanks, buddy, see you around. They're building a new plant in Juarez, Mexico. My job won't be coming back, that's what they tell me so. Bought all that crap you sold me on TV. Those low monthly payments were just right for me. The bills keep on coming, they're clogging up the hall. In another couple of days, I'm telling you, won't have any room at all. To buy a house, that mortgage was a crime. I went to the bank, tried to get some more money. They wouldn't lend me a dime. I tried to raise some cash, put the wife and kids up for sale. Police came by, took me down, couldn't even make my bail. Cost of living getting me down. It's getting so expensive, can't even hang around. The kids all shop at Goodwill, have lunch at Walmart. It's dinner at Family Dollar in the parking lot. It's dinner at Family Dollar in the parking lot. It's dinner at Family Dollar in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Jaunty little ditty.
Eric Sommer live on WCOMD.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
That was lovely.
The 4th annual WCOM Classic Disc Golf Tournament fundraiser is Saturday, September 14th at beautiful Pluck Farm in Mebane, North Carolina. Once again, we'll have divisions for casual and competitive singles starting at 10 a.m. and our very popular Team Scramble starting at noon.
We'll have DJ Jenny Sequoia in the booth featuring LP Hovercraft. Registration is $20 per player, and we're still looking for a few whole sponsors. As our wonderful listeners know, WCON is moving soon.
Yes.
Moving is expensive, and we greatly appreciate your support. Check out WCOMFM.org for details and to register.
That was fantastic, folks. That was Dr. J and Jenny Sequoia. After you deliver a commercial like that, who would not want to play in this tournament, Jenny?
I know, even I want to play.
In addition to the look and the guitar and the songs, he's also great at merch.
Yeah.
I'm holding right now, Deej, a Eric Sommer clothespin.
Oh.
I got this at one of your gigs, and we use them at my house, and this is actually for you, Deej. That's your gift right there.
Thank you. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'm glad I have it.
Well, if you have a bag of chips that you're halfway finished with, that's what we use it for at the Ansbury.
Oh, I just eat the whole thing.
You just eat the whole bag.
Yeah, but maybe someday I'll develop moderation.
It's multidimensional.
And Eric, for you, I've got a gift for being on the show. I'm quite the gardener. This is a squash from my garden. That's a gift for
Thank you,
Eric
sir.
Sommer for doing the show. That's how low budget we are. We pay our guests in vegetables.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a nice one,
It's
though.
organic.
Yeah.
And
It is organic. Eric, you're constantly evolving. You're constantly creating. Are you ever not gonna create? That's a big part of your deal. Is you're just never not creating.
you have to be moving. You have to be producing. Inspiration is out there, but it's got to find you working.
Yeah.
And you've got to be producing. You've got to be writing. And there's nowadays there's so much wrong that you're loaded with content. You can write all day long. There's so many things to write about.
But these bands that write 3 good songs in the 80s or 90s and then live on them forever, does that just drive you crazy?
I don't even listen to them.
Yeah, it's just not doesn't register with you.
It doesn't, because it's not a body of work.
Yeah.
Dylan's got a body of work. Clapton's got a body of work. Kurt Cobain, whatever you may think of him, kind of has a body of work.
Eric Sommer has quite a body of work.
Yeah,
so.
Coming up with our 6th or 7th record, I think.
Yeah.
But that's it. You want to leave something. You want to have gravitas, and you don't get that by yakking. You get it by doing.
That's right. Do we have gravitas, Deej?
I don't know.
I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Radio Land, here at WCOM, boom, chicka boom. These guys have gravitas. Listen up,
thanks,
call
man.
in,
Thanks, man.
throw money, come by, make ugly faces in the window.
We do
Support
need money.
these guys.
Help us out.
The station does need money. They're trying to move.
Yeah.
And so we'll have our fundraiser for
Where are
them.
you guys moving to? Do you know?
Around the corner.
They're almost finished with the
they
203
are, man.
building.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll have as much foot traffic, but we'll have
we do
nicer
have-
chairs.
Are you on the ground floor?
Yeah, front facing,
Yeah.
window facing.
Should be
Man.
okay.
But we need to raise a little bread to
Yeah,
get there,
that's.
Let me do a quick shout out for a local. If you're looking for someone to do tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday, Saturday at 7:30, Sunday at 2:30, come see the Spitfire Grill at the Carborough Arts Center, produced by Stone Soup Theater Company. It's
a theater.
It's a theater. It's a play. Come see the play Spitfire Grill at the Carborough Arts Center.
Wait, Deej, is it the current or former?
I believe it's the old one, but get there a little early.
It's called the Centra Theater now.
Okay, yeah, we'll try the old one first. Get there about 4 minutes early.
How awesome is this to do plugs with this guitar in the background? This is perfect.
It's
Tell us
awesome.
more about the Spitfire performance. Our buddy's in it, right?
That's true. My buddy is starring in this play. I don't want to spoil anything, but
yeah, you'll have to go to the performance if you want to see who it is, folks.
yeah, and check out Stone Group Theater online for more deets.
And then, of course, Eric Sommer and the Fabulous Piedmonts, August 9th, Deej.
Wow, where?
That's at the Speakeasy.
The Speakeasy, downtown Carborough.
Is that your favorite place to play and currently in Carborough? Like today?
They probably got the best stage in Carborough right now.
It's a cool stage. It's a cool vibe.
They put a lot of money into that, and the guy who runs it, Tracy, does a really good job.
Good guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He does a good job. I must say, I miss the grunge factor.
The station?
Of the old place.
Oh, the old art center.
Yeah, the
You're
old
talking
art
about the old
center.
art center. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
it's
The dripping.
Oh, man, it reminded me of the Tea Party in Boston.
Yeah.
Chewy. Such great days. But they've done a great job. They've raised a lot of money.
The art center, yeah.
And so I wish them nothing but success.
Well, I'm interested to see how these gigs go coming up because, as you know, we talked about this. They had a couple gigs right when the new art center opened. They closed them. They needed to address the sound issues. Now I'm going next Saturday to Reese Palmer. I'm excited to see if they've actually got all that figured out.
I hope so. The sound, they needed baffles. They needed some kind of sound reinforcement stuff going on there to keep the, it's just such a
reverb. What do you call it?
No, it's a hot room because it's all hard surfaces. The sound just bounces and is really uncontained. But so what? It's another live venue. It'll work itself out.
That's true too. Yeah,
it'll work itself
but
out.
you were booked there early in the new art center, and I'm sure we'll get you back in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. We were there for the Carborough Arts
Music Festival.
Music Festival.
You were there. That's right. Yeah. How'd that go?
That was wonderful, but we had a little challenge there afterwards, but everything got worked out.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
It's for another episode, it sounds like.
That is another episode. That was anyway, it was okay.
Yeah.
We'll just move right along from that.
Yeah, so Eric, I'm interested in hearing about your songwriting process.
Yes.
Do you kind of start out with the words or the music, or you kind of hear the whole thing in your head and just kind of get it out? What's a typical songwriting experience like for you?
I've been doing it so long that, if I just have an idea or a couple of words, I can sit down and knock it out in 5-10 minutes.
Very nice.
And then it keeps evolving. So you get the pieces, then you get the music, and then you got to play it out a bunch of times, see if it's working, and then adjusting. But it's an ongoing evolutionary process. You want to be able to change. We just put a song together. Goes prettiest girl in the world walked by. She looked right at me, her lips said hi. She looked right at me and I tried to reply. She was so tongue-tied, she walked right by. And Johnny Walker cried. I let my drinking do my thinking from here on out. I just can't seem to get the right words out. Let my drinking do my thinking, that's what I'll do. I don't want to miss my second chance with you. I don't want to miss my second chance with you. That's gone through some, changes, and once you play it a bunch of times, it'll come together. And then the other one that's come together really well is got a redneck parking lot in my front yard. It's easy to get to and the work ain't hard. My friends come by, give me their cars. I strip off the parts, I put the car in the yard. People come by, drop off their cars. I take what I need and put the rest in the yard. Sure, it gets crowded, parts are easy to find, and more keep on coming while the neighbors lose their minds. Anyway, stuff, we have a lot of, we get it down in that form, and then, I've been blessed to have such great players.
It's good to have good talent around.
Yeah, Jimmy can just put that bass line together in a heartbeat, and he's a very innovative player. I mean, we have a couple of. He's got that bass line just right down, it's got a James Jamerson type of thing that he pulls out. I'm a situational writer, but I'm trying to be more of a sit down, open a vein, and,
let it gush out.
Yeah. Talk about, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and I'm not very good at that. I'm trying to get better.
Well, a lot of it seems like it's about the American experience, Erica. My little hometown, a lot of us can relate to that. Redneck parking lot you touched on. The car that won't drive.
I love that song. Yeah. But those are...
And then High Cost of Living, you played us for us earlier.
Yeah. But, the beauty of my little hometown, I play in Savannah a lot. And
great town.
It is. And then to get there from here you go out, you take 95 South, get off on 17, and that goes through South Carolina into Savannah. But, you know, my little hometown, that song is about, after you get onto 17, a little bit farther, you see all these beautiful antebellum houses, mansions, gorgeous houses on the side of the road. They're everywhere, and they've got these beautiful wide verandas, wraparound porches, and they're all empty and falling apart. And then you get to the center of town, where it makes an L towards Savannah, or out of South Carolina, and there's a Family Dollar and a gas station.
Yes.
That's it. It's the end of that town.
There's a lot of small little rural towns like that in the Carolinas. And
if you go to the video on that, that's all shot there. It was just tragic. All these things are just vanishing, and
you can't believe how nice the houses are that were built so nicely, and now they're just dilapidated and empty.
And to grab one of those houses and fix it up, you know, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. At a recent interview, you said the following. I want to dig into this a little bit. So you said something to the effect of, the stage show was getting in the way of the music. I think you were talking about when you came off the road, maybe, or stopped touring or something like that. Dive into that a little bit, Eric. What does that mean? The stage show was getting in the way of the music.
It became more of a thing of production. People were coming to see the production, not really paying too much attention to what we were singing about or what we were.
But doesn't that also mean you're having success? Is that less important for an old troubadour like yourself? See what I mean? Like I kept thinking, when you're, if you have a good production down, you're getting more successful, but you're not being as creative. Talk us through that a little bit.
Let's talk about production. You know, when I do a solo show, the production can be really, really high quality, but you don't even know it because everything is perfect. But for big stage shows like Taylor Swift, or just any with dancers and that sort of thing, loud, there's fire going on, because to keep a crowd of 20,000, you got to really do something to
bells and whistles,
and so I just tired of that, because the money was going into the production and not really into communicating what we were trying to say. So what's the point?
You'd rather play in front of 50 engaged audience
any day
with
of the week,
stripped down than 20,000 and bells and whistles and all this.
Plus, you're playing for 20,000. Let's be clear. The audience is like 100 feet out. I mean, the barriers are 50 feet off the stadium. You can't even reach them unless you're doing small venues that I really like the Cat's Cradle, but the back room is really great.
Back room's a great room.
Yeah, they can get right up there.
And Frank Heath does a great job over there.
What's the best venue you've played at?
Like in his whole life?
Yeah.
I think it was on a bill with McGuinn, Clark, and Hillman.
Like McGuinn from the 60s, McGuinn?
Yeah, the Birds.
McGuinn.
Remember
the Birds, yeah.
They all fell apart, and then 20 years, 30 years later, they got back together.
Roger McGuinn, right?
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Chris Hillman and Gene Clark. These guys are gone. Gene Clark, Chris Hillman, and Roger McGuinn. And it was at the Berkeley Performance Center in Boston. And, it was a small cap room, I think 2,800. But
that's a good size crowd. But
it's about the Cat's Cradle's capacity, right?
No. Cradle's 700-800.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So much bigger. All right.
Yeah.
But that was just gorgeous because it had just been built, and on stage it's just beautiful. I love a bare stage where there's just one guitar, one mic. That separates the men from the boys, right? there. And when you're out there and you do that, it's just fantastic because you're actually communicating, which is remarkable. And as you look out into that audience, you can only see one or two of the faces, and then the rest just vanish into the darkness, and it's just beautiful. And the sound quality is good, magnificent. Isn't that what you lose when you get bigger and bigger and bigger? A sound quality sometimes.
Well, we got a caller. Let's patch him through. Let's see what we got.
Hang on one second, Eric. WCOM.
Hello, Chris or Jenny Show.
Hello.
We have some important questions for you.
Oh.
Okay, who do we have here?
This is Elena.
Elena, welcome.
Hello.
You're on with the great Eric Sommer and the great DJ Simons.
Wow.
Oh, well, I have to apologize in advance because I couldn't hear what was just being said. And so we had some questions for you about local politics, but now I want to know what you guys are talking about.
We're talking about the great Eric Sommer and all the cool venues that he's been in. But no, please go right ahead. What do you got for us?
We just want to know what the Chris or Jenny's show take is on the bond.
The school
but
bond?
That may not be the school bond.
Yeah, we can talk about it. Deej, thoughts on the school bond?
I have no opinions about the bond.
I can give you mine, Eric Sommer.
I liked James when he was younger, when he was really doing his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And now I think he's retired. They're looking for replacements.
He had his
I don't know
day.
what school he went to, but, bring him back.
I think he went to Eton School for Boys.
I could tell you.
The Eton School.
I think so.
Yes.
From the crossword puzzles.
Eton and Harrow.
Yes.
I think
Oh
are
my
the two
gosh.
big ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. No, I love it.
Say I'm with them.
You're with
He's not
James?
wrong.
You're with the bond?
Yeah.
I am. The younger years.
For the folks at home.
James, come back. All is forgiven.
Okay.
Em loves you.
Remember that show James Bond Jr.?
No.
Whatever happened to that?
What a spinoff.
I know. Okay, for the folks at home, and not me,
With Eric's accompaniment.
just tell us about the bond. What are the Cliff's notes?
Do you want to lay it out for us, Helena?
Do we think that Tucklebucket knows Bond?
Ooh, that is an excellent question. Okay, so you want me to give you the gist on what the school bond is all about?
Yeah, just in a haiku format.
Do a little picking in the
Haiku
background.
format.
Oh, yeah. So,
Haiku format is there's something that's going to go on the ballot that says $300 million for schools.
All right, sounds
And
good.
Who is going to say no to $300 million for schools?
Yes.
The problem with
catch,
the bond
yeah.
is that the current proposal would eliminate a number of schools that have strong communities already.
Like get rid of the schools, like
get rid of
contract
them,
them?
shut them down.
Yeah, so McDougal Middle School would no longer be McDougal.
Dunzo. Well, what would you do with the building?
They want to put a Spanish immersion.
They want to put
consolidated
all
Spanish
the dual language
immersion
programs
into.
in those schools.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Elena, I'll give you my opinion. I've come around. Yeah, they should decouple it.
Is this the official stance of the Chris or Jenny show? Or
I can only speak. I cannot speak for Jenny or Deej or Eric Sommer. I can speak for, in my opinion. But I've come around. They should decouple it. You're right. Money for schools. We should all pretty much always say yes to that. These buildings are old. They're antiquated. They're unsafe. So yes, the buildings need to be improved. However, I now agree with Jenny that I don't like the idea of putting Spanish immersion in McDougal Middle School. I don't agree with that. Either have it in each individual schools, or I'm actually open to this. If part of the package is to build a new school, why don't we make that the Spanish immersion school?
I like that plan.
So that's my 2 cents.
Hansberry for mayor.
No,
you'd have to interview yourself.
I couldn't even be assistant comptroller, let alone mayor. Oh my gosh.
Wait, I think last time I called in, I was voting for Deej to run for local government. Deej, did you put your name on the ballot yet?
Yeah, I was. There was some unpleasantness. The less said about my mayoral run, the better.
He was asked.
You ran for mayor?
He was asked to resign. Poor Eric. Eric can't hear all this.
Deej, I thought you were going to.
Yeah, I don't know who you are out there, but these are some interesting questions. You got to see what's going on here. People are deeply interested in whatever it is you're talking about.
I just wish Deej would put his shirt back on. I'd be happy if that happened.
Yeah, no. He's okay.
This is your birthday present, man.
Wait, my husband is about to go out with you people.
It's getting hot and heavy. Hey, why?
Eric Sommer has a question for the audience. Please,
I do.
Go ahead, for the
If this
caller.
is the Chris and Jenny show, where is Jenny? Or Chris or Jenny?
Or should we
didn't
do
show up.
alternating Friday nights?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
We had to suspend her.
Yeah, she's been suspended.
I understand.
I can actually
can't
speak to the
control a lot of
location
this stuff.
of the Jenny, and she is doing her due diligence on supporting the McDougal PTA this evening.
All right.
All of our daughters are going to middle school.
Folks, it grows late.
Elena, thanks for the call in, but we do have to run.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Thanks, Elena.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Little call in action.
Eric, where do we find you on the internets?
Yes, you can find me at ericsommer, SOMMER.com, and that will take you to all the places you want to go. I've been writing my road prose for, 40 years. My cousins took me hitchhiking around the country when I first got here on a home leave when I was like 12 or 13, and I never stopped. And they were so into Jack Kerouac.
Yeah.
So I've just been writing. Now I have a lot of published work. And
you're a road poet.
I am a road poet.
Like Jack Kerouac.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really wanted to get to a lot more tonight, Eric. So please come back.
I would be honored to come back. Thank you very, very much for having me.
It is so cool having you, man. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody, and WCOM. Keep listening, keep on rocking, and
go see Eric Sommer on August 9th at the Speakeasy.
Yep. August 9th at
Yeah.
Speakeasy.
Be there or be quadrilateral.
And thank you guys very much.
One more quick thing, and then I'll have you play us out. Raj, who just called, Raj and Elena. Thank you for the call. Raj wanted to know, have you ever crossed paths with Dex Romweber?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Give us a couple, anything just quick to share before.
Oh, yeah. When I first got to town, he was one of the first people I played with at the Cat's Cradle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very nice, and he had a style that is virtually uncopyable.
Freaking legend.
Yeah, and
also a cool guitar like yours. What did he play?
He played a Sears Silvertone.
Yeah.
A Silvertone.
Yes.
I mean, I've got two of those that had a terrible car accident. We'll save this for another time.
Yeah.
This is a long one. But
you'll come back.
Yes,
You'll come back and do
he
the show
played
again.
Sears Silvertones, and he was just magnificent. And his style and his
unmatchable,
uncopyable.
Yeah, kind of like you, but
people track my stuff and do it. He had three of the most important things. He had energy, he had commitment, and he had talent.
Yeah, he was rock and roll.
He was.
I mean, we talked about Libba Cotten, then there's Dex Romweber. Right there is the Mount Rushmore of this area, I think. And how did you all connect? Was it just ran in the same circles kind of thing?
No. His road manager called me up and hooked me up.
Nice.
And so we've been friends ever since. And his road manager and all those guys were just up here that had that big Rex Romweber day out at Sax Baja.
Nice.
And
I watched it online. I streamed it.
It was wonderful.
So, folks, Eric Sommer, thank you so much for being here,
My
man.
pleasure. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Love you, Carborough.
August 9th. Thanks, Deej.
Good night.
That I love. place where I am from. I stood on Main Street and I looked around. You rolled up the sidewalks and tore the buildings down. Won't someone take my hand and tell me how this happened in words I'll understand? Won't someone dry these tears, help me find my way home to a place that's disappeared?